How am I prepared mentally? So mentally, it's a competitive fight and I've got to bring competition. So in that sense, mentally, it's not just about, all right, I want to box well and all this, just win. Mentally, like win, refuse to be beat. And that's how you mentally approach the fight, just go in there with a winner's mindset.
So Jake, you can fight basically anybody. You decide who your opponents are going to be. Why was this man the right opponent for right now?
I think this talk has been part of the conversation, and we've always wanted to fight each other. There's been some talk back and forth for a couple of years, and my goal is to become world champion and the WBA and WBC.
I don't think it's necessarily fair to AJ. I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out. And I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year. So he has to be careful. And I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep 1000%.
Jake Paul walked in and started talking like he had already planned the route of the victory parade and picked out the music. He preached the faith of foolish optimism and promised to surprise everyone.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
While Anthony Joshua sat there, he was as cool as premium ice. In other words, this isn't a superhero movie. This is an agreed-upon meeting. Jake made the reservation.
Who has more pressure on them going into this fight?
100% Anthony. Yeah, 1000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Jake marketed himself as the brave outsider who sees a heavyweight king as a business chance rather than a threat to his survival. AJ replied with a quiet, polite meanness that says, "I'll take care of this quickly."
Whatever he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong. I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger, that desire.
Jake sold dreams about speed, angles, and smooth dancing like he's getting ready to try out for dancing with the heavyweights. Joshua talked in a soft voice about stress, waiting, and making things awkward. The kind of talk that makes you think twice about the choices you've made in your life.
I don't think there's any chance in the world, knowing what Anthony Joshua is a specialist at, he's a specialist at putting knuckles through your fucking brain, and that's what he's going to try to do to Jake Paul. And anything other than that, from a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua, will make us all think it's a fixed fight. Whether or not Joshua can do it, whether or not, Jake Paul shocks the world and shows us that he really does know how to box really well and moves really good and uses his jab and blows us all away with a strategy and a lot of footwork and move.
Chance promised Jake that she would have to stop him, and AJ just said, "That's a cool story. Let's see how that idea holds up." It was excitement versus study, podcast energy versus focus on the final test. The difference could be felt.
Secret to boxing a guy like
just get him with the right hand. That's what Jake Paul's looking for, the right hand. And if he lands, he could do good damage. So a lot of people underestimate Jake Paul, but in reality, he's a good fighter and he's dedicated, and that's what I like about him.
One guy tries to get people to believe in him with a TED-style smile, while the other guy seems calm like he's read the script and knows how things will end. And you thought the fight between Jake and AJ couldn't get any worse. Hearn walks in like a calm cab driver, sees two sports cars arguing about which is faster, and tells them to calm down. "We did the math.
You're quoted on record saying that you and AJ must retire if Jake Paul wins on December 19th. Stand by that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, oh, I suppose so. Yeah. Look, I don't see a world where Jake Paul wins this fight. I know that boxing's boxing. And I mean, what is it? Roy Jones came out this morning and said Jake Paul can win this fight.
Teddy Atlas as well.
Teddy Atlas. Okay. All right, now I'm a bit worried. I won't retire. AJ should retire if he loses.
I'm writing while I sit here with you. This man is talking about what his retirement plans are like he's talking about trip plans. There's still nothing wild about it. You could say that Eddie is saying, if AJ loses, we won't hold a press conference, we have a goodbye tour planned. He says it so softly, though, that you almost want to cheer. It's funny that he's trying to figure out his weight like a personal trainer, complete with an encouraging poster that says a lighter AJ, a sharper AJ, which in boxing terms means fewer gym selfies and more nightmare fuel.
Don't forget, AJ's never made weight before, so all of a sudden he's tried. You know, he's been in camp for 2 or 3 weeks, and he's probably sitting at 260, 265, and it's like you got to make 245. It's 20 pounds. The weight clause and all of this is going to be an issue. It's something we have to keep our eye on. But I think AJ feels great. I think actually the lighter AJ is, the better he is.
At the same time, Jake is still walking in with unnatural confidence. That's cool. The confidence without heavyweight seasoning is like calling a steak fancy when you don't put sauce on it. It's something we can all feel. It's not a joke. This is like a world title to Camp AJ. And Eddie says it so well. It sounds like a royal message. You should get some popcorn and place your baits now, because one guy is thinking big and the other is sharpening tools. And history usually sides with the worker who brought the tools over instead of the guy who gave the speech.
I see AJ winning this fight with ease, comprehensively, destructively, violently, and I don't see a world where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight. But luckily, AJ's not preparing in a way that he just thinks it's a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul like he's a world title contender. Yes, it's been a little bit of a shorter camp. Yes, we've got to make weight this time around, but it doesn't matter.
And just as Eddie Hearn had us in full business mode, talking about weights and terms, and AJ was moving like a well-oiled machine, we fell into a Oladipo zone. Right away, the tone changes from the seriousness of a boardroom to that of a friend who knows all the facts about fighting but still brings snacks to the conversation. It's not just fighting that Aid talks about, I agree with you. He talks about it as if every fake scoreboard since 2009 has hurt him personally.
One in the top 10 where AJ's taking it seriously. He's answering the questions direct that Ariel's throwing him. There was no, yeah, we're here to kind of fuck around. This is going to be easy. Give me my money. Let me run back to the UK. This was AJ's like, no, we're taking this seriously. And that ain't a good thing for Jake Paul. It isn't. And AJ is that guy anyway. Like, I would never doubt that AJ would take this seriously. But for Jake Paul, I do wonder if realization is kicking in, or maybe he is just that delusional where he doesn't.
When he looks at AJ versus Jake Paul, you can almost hear the shock in his voice, like he's invited a lion to a push-up contest. The funniest thing is that Jake is trying to sell goals and confidence like a late-night commercial, while AJ seems to be setting alarms to stay on track. Someone yells, "Have faith in yourself." The second guy is testing the torque levels with his right hand in a quiet way. Then Aid starts to spread through the rest of boxing. And I agree with you, nodding and saying, yeah, this sport really said peace and quiet, and then stopping it right away.
Fascinating press conference. I think one of the biggest takeaways was, and I think we knew this on the circuit anyway, that AJ had left Ben Davison, but he confirmed it. And then he said he's training with Igor. And I wish Ariel pushed him a bit more, because I have no idea who Igor is. I feel like I know quite a few people in this Alexander Usyk camp where AJ is and has been for a while now. But Igor is most certainly not Alexander Usyk's #1 trainer. So I'm guessing it's just someone in the camp. But AJ is now training with that.
It seems like every star is trying to be the star of both a TV show and a fight at the same time, from British heavyweight fights to politics at the world level. But the magic is in how Aid puts everything together. He keeps it short, real, and just self-aware enough to make you laugh while keeping the stakes in mind. The look on their face when they tried to explain chaos with a straight face is crazy, and I like it because you and I both know that there is a truth behind every joke and hot take. Boxing rewards people who are ready, not people who make a lot of noise. And, to be honest, the mix of drama, discipline, and mild craziness is exactly what keeps us watching.
I will still stand firm and say AJ should, not will, should get rid of Jake Paul in one round. Should. And if he doesn't, then it's more, my questions will be more to AJ. But I'm confident AJ gets this done, and I'm confident AJ hasn't come to play around. So this isn't a case of AJ just come to kind of give the American audience a show and just, you know, make Jake Paul look silly and make Jake Paul miss. And no, I think AJ's come to do damage, collect the check, and go to Saudi and have this fight in February that Turkey's been talking about.
And just like Aid made us think this couldn't be true, but things go in a spiral. Johnny Nelson steps in and turns the lens all the way up to full senior mode. He gives us that experienced boxer glare as if he's seen this movie before and knows how the third act ends. I agree with Johnny. I'm also thinking this. Jake talks like a man who just learned some positive words and thinks he can moonwalk through a storm. Having confidence is great. We respect confidence, but this isn't a fun run for charity. Anthony Joshua is standing there and looks like he's already late for a very important meeting. Johnny's voice lets you know, that gentle but deadly advice that says, son, enjoy the moment, but think about what you're going to do.
Fight itself, I want to see what AJ's presence in front of Jake Paul would be like, because AJ, especially when it comes to fighting, is a serious dude. And I know Jake Paul, the problem child, he can be rude, he can be in your face. Remember when he snatched Floyd Mayweather's hat? And they do all the kind of things, Mike Tyson ended up slapping him in his face and standing on his toe. I think Jake Paul got there, looked up, thought, shall I chance this?
Don't get me wrong, Jake's confidence is amazing in a way that makes you wonder, did he really just say that? He's out here selling disbelief, story, chaos, and the whole Hollywood trailer experience. I'm smiling inside. Making sure AJ's gloves are properly fastened is the other part. No, Nelson is not joking when he says that fighting is not a game for kids to play. He is translating the truth. Joshua doesn't need any extras. He doesn't need things to go popular. He just needs one clear invite. The tone of the conversation changes quickly. It's like seeing someone play Monopoly against a chess expert.
For AJ, I'm stuck in between, because nobody on this green earth would actually turn down 50-60 million to fight Jake Paul. And people that don't like this will probably watch it because they want to see Jake Paul getting knocked out. So what does it say about AJ and what does it say about Jake Paul? I think I was thinking upside down. For AJ, I thought, Mama's cashing out. He's cashing out because he's going down this minute line, but I thought in reality...
That's when the drama really starts to shine. No one but you and me knows that Jake's mouth writes checks. His confidence likes to cash, but having AJ there makes news conference feel more like a review of work. Johnny says pretty much the same thing. Keep the energy and jokes going, but don't mix up spotlight and safety. We're all thinking, if Jake treats this like a content experiment and AJ treats it like a real job, the difference between them could be the loudest sound in the field. And to be honest, that strain is exactly what keeps us interested in this chaos buffet. In the end, this is what happened. There is a crash of trust into credentials. Heavyweight truth bursts through the hype. And this whole thing sounds like it was written by chaos with a funny sigh. Jake has big hopes. It's quiet and careful how AJ is moving. And the excitement might be enough to fill an empty space with people. Please let me know your opinion on this nonsense. Is this the start of a miracle or a masterclass? Leave your thoughts in the comments like it's a real conversation board. Don't forget to like, share, and follow to fight motive. See you next time.